We've travelled the world and eaten everywhere from roadside bars to restaurants with Michelin stars. But there really is nothing like a bit of home cooking.
Coming into a warm kitchen filled with the aroma of a tasty meal bubbling away. It's one of life's great pleasures.
Lovingly prepared dishes with flavours that pack a punch. It's the perfect way to put smiles on the faces of your nearest and dearest. We also discover the secrets to producing quality ingredients.
The smell is absolutely fantastic.
Reveal the fascinating stories behind iconic dishes.
Who makes the best spaghetti? Right answer.
Who's going to have the first piece? Ooh.
And
Service!
Find out what chefs like to cook on their days off.
This is much easier and much quicker.
there's nothing quite as comforting as simple home cooking. Today, the comfort of sugar and spice and rib-sticking hearty cooking. We're talking the perfect dishes for when it's cold outside. Is this what you described, Kingy, as the ultimate rib sticker? Putting dumplings with oxtail soup, but like a really hearty oxtail soup. It would resurrect you after a hearty rumble in the snow.
It certainly would. Oxtail has a lot of fat on it and you don't need it all. There's quite a lot to take off, so that's what I'm doing while Dave's chopping his onions.
The meat you get, though, when you cook the oxtails long, slow and low, is superb.
The most important thing with oxtail when you're cooking it is to get as much deep colour on it as you can. The reason for that is the caramelisation of the meat is important because it adds even more flavour. So what we're going to do is just drop them in some seasoned flour, and all it is flour, salt, pepper.
Now I've got a couple of sticks of celery, and this is me mirepoix. This is me engine room of flavour. Now onto the carrots. Top them, tail them.
Right, mate, that's the oxtail in. Look, it's going to take about 10 minutes, that, so be patient. But the deeper the caramelisation, the better the flavour's going to be.
Dishes like this, you can't rush them. We're going to cook this for 3 hours. It's a long time, and it's that time you invest in this. It seems to come out, doesn't it, in the finished dish?
It does. I think, give or take a couple of minutes, we're pretty much there, Dave. There we are.
We've got all that flavour, and we're not going to waste anything. So, let's bung in the veggies. And these want to be sweated down for about 5 minutes.
It's all coated in that lovely, lovely unctuous oil.
A couple of cloves of garlic.
You know what's happened, Dave? All the moisture from the carrots, onions and celery has just deglazed the pan, so we're just recycling all those flavours again. So nice. I think we're there, dude.
Right, now let's start building up the flavours. I've got a teaspoon of dried thyme, and it has to be dried thyme because we want the thyme flavour to cook into the soup.
Yeah, and don't forget, dry herbs you cook into the dish.
Yeah.
Fresh herbs you use to finish it off.
2 bay leaves.
Beautiful.
A couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. This will enrich the soup. Half a bottle of good red wine. 2 tablespoons of cream sherry. 2. A good litre of beef stock. And lots of black pepper.
Lots of it. So, in pops our oxtail. Now, you see, the oxtail has left some resting juices. That's all flavour. I want to make sure that that goes in to our soup.
And I'll put about a teaspoon of sea salt in this. Bring it to a gentle simmer on the hob, because if we were to put it straight in the oven, it would take it about an hour to get to this stage of cooking. So we pop the lid on and pop this into the oven. Right, mate, that's it for 3 hours.
Smashing, let's go.
Aye, let's go and have a walk and get proper cold. Several hours later, this has cooled and we've skimmed all the fat off the top.
We're going to fish this beautiful oxtail out, and then I'm going to strip all the meat away from the bone.
Look at that wonderful, wonderful soupy stock, and that is what is going to give the dumplings the most amazing flavour. Now, you need self-raising flour for dumplings, or your dumplings will be leaden. Teaspoon of salt. And the suet.
Oh, there's something very satisfying about this.
There's something very satisfying about making dumplings. Even the word dumplings. It sounds nice, doesn't it?
It does. Comforting.
Oh, look at the lovely dumplings. Now, you want fresh parsley for this. Sprinkle your finely chopped parsley into your flour, suet and salt. It's very hard to give you quantities for the amount of water to use when you're making dumplings. Basically, the rule of thumb is add enough cold water till it forms a ball, till you can form them into dumpling shapes. This amount will make about 18 small dumplings.
Just want to show you the amount of meat that you get off an oxtail. Remarkable, isn't it?
And that's just good meat. No gristle, no
fat,
minky bits.
No minky bits, just really good. So I'm going to put that back in our soup.
Let's pluck off a knob. Let's start making dumplings. I like my dumplings round. I don't like misformed dumplings.
I'm going to transfer the now cooled soup into a larger pan, removing said bay leaves.
Just plop your dumplings in. Feel free to help dump.
Right.
And we're just going to leave these to bob away for about 15 to 20 minutes.
With the lid on.
With the lid on, so they steam. Oh, Simon, I can look down through the glass.
They are ready, man. Oh, look at that. Brown bread and butter.
See, I know we've got carbohydrate in the dumplings.
But what's cold?
Brown bread and butter. It just says home. Oh. It's a meal you want to eat slowly, don't you? You want every bit of that goodness going to your body. The secret to creating delicious comfort food is using the right ingredients.
Real work is done by the producers who put all their passion and expertise into getting their ingredients just right.
The family have been farming here for 140 years. We're located just outside Leeds, Pontefract. Nice sandy soil we have here, so that's rather good. So we're quite free draining, which is great for most of the crops that we grow. We started with the pumpkins about 5 years ago, and last year we sold 70,000 pumpkins direct from the field. We start by growing them in the polytunnel, all from seed, in about May time. We'll wait for them to grow in the polytunnels, nice and protected, because we want the leaves at that point to make sure that they don't get damaged. And then we'll plant them out in the fields. You have to watch out for pests, really. That's our biggest problem at that point. But we're quite lucky because our soil is so sandy. We don't struggle at this time of year when we could have slugs and them just sitting and rotting, really, because as soon as the flesh would get soft, that's when we could end up with insects, etc., getting in. Some farms, especially in the States, they'll pop them on straw to keep their bottoms dry, in effect, because nobody likes a soggy bottom. The whole pumpkin trend coming over from the States has been massive. But I think what works here is we celebrate the pumpkin and everything to do with the pumpkin, rather than focusing on Halloween. Rather than just growing just your normal pumpkins or carvers, which are for like you're carving jack-o'-lanterns, we also do lots of eating pumpkins, and then we do every different shape, size and colour of pumpkin you can imagine. There's been a massive growth in the interest of pumpkins from local people and families, and the people that come here actually come and they pick their pumpkins from the field, so they're actually getting to connect back to where their food actually comes from, because that's key to everything that we do here. They're fab as a healthy food. Not only is it one of your 5 a day, but it's also particularly rich in calcium, phosphorus, potassium and copper, and the seeds, if you wanted to eat the seeds, they're a very rich source of dietary fibre. We're so enthusiastic about pumpkins. We Anglo-sized it and gone back more down the food, the farming route, and that's why we do all the different varieties, as it is about celebrating the crop. Pumpkins that are great to carve tend to have a much higher water content. And obviously the ones that are better for cooking have got a lower water content, but with that, you've got a much denser flesh, hence it's so much harder to carve. In theory, there we go. Not quite a straight line, but as you can see there, it's massively open. So in effect, nature's taken care of getting half of it out already. And this is our crown prince, and it's the hardest to get into. Hey, we're in. Whew. And you can see this is quite different, this one inside. This is really thick and quite juicy, so the flesh is proper hard. So this is my favourite for cooking with, most definitely. We're rather mad about pumpkins. They taste great. I do really quite like it with some of the red meats as a vegetable in a casserole or a stew, something very hearty. And then obviously you can use it in vegetarian curries. It's very, very versatile.
The Pontefract pumpkin.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Great winter veg, and we're going to make a Caribbean chicken and pumpkin curry. I mean, this would warm a polar bear on an iceberg, wouldn't it?
It would, Dave, it would.
You joint the chicken, I'll do the marinade.
Now, for the chicken, what I'm going to do, I'm going to skin it.
For the marinade, it's a Caribbean marinade, and so it's got all manner of wonderful things. I start off with 4 spring onions, roughly chopped. It's kind of like a variation on a jerk paste, but the thing is, we're using Caribbean curry powder. It is different and it works, so it's worthwhile investing in a tub. 4 cloves of garlic.
Skin the chicken before you joint it, because it's a lot easier to do.
Now, I've peeled my ginger, roughly chopped, and popped that in.
OK, while Dave's doing that, I'm just going to start to just joint the chicken.
It's only Scotch bonnet to bother with. The rest are all right, but these things are like they are difficult.
Well, they're like trying to put an octopus on, aren't
No,
they?
I'm talking about the Scotch bonnet. No, don't draw attention to me gloves.
Don't draw attention.
Have you done something to these?
You have not. I always get the blame for stuff and I never do it.
Right, just for precaution, take the top off. So are we going to leave the seeds in or out, Kingy?
Let's leave them in.
Ho-ho! Now, this is going to warm you up. Just put them in the dish, and because of my rubber gloves, I fear no pain. The zest and juice of a lime. Look at that. Caribbean curry powder, it's very specific. And let's have 2 big hoofers. And for another bit of Caribbean goodness, half a teaspoon of allspice powder. This Caribbean curry paste, you could make double the quantity and keep some for another day, put it in the fridge with some oil on the top. I mean, it's worth having some on standby because it brings the dullest of ingredients to life.
I'm going to take this lovely paste that Dave's just made, and we're going to make sure that every single piece of chicken is covered in it. If you can, try and leave this for as long as you possibly could.
I think this is definitely an overnight job.
I do, Dave.
You know, if you're planning for your meal for tomorrow night's supper, do this the night before you go to bed.
Yeah.
But do wear your rubber gloves because, you know, with the Scotch bonnets.
Yes, and I am now wishing I had. And I grated me thumb the other day.
Oh, yes.
As you can imagine.
Yes. So I better just cover that with cling film and pop it in the fridge.
And I'm going to wash my hands.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Better now?
Yes, thank you.
Well, it's just a waiting game now, Si.
Great, we'll go to the pub.
Come on, then. Morning is broken, chicken's marinated. I'm browning off an onion in some coconut oil.
Beautiful. Right, in goes the chicken.
I'm going to skin a couple of tomatoes, mate.
OK, mate.
Plunge into boiling water. Woo! That is good, man.
Yes, it is.
Don't leave these for too long, because we want just the skin. We don't want them stewing. To stop that process, plunge them into ice-cold water. The skin pops off as easy as a builder's shirt when the sun shines.
I'm just going to add a little bit of this stock. The bay leaf and thyme in as well.
Now, that lovely tomato, which is just all the meat, we pop that in. How long do you reckon, Si?
It should be all right after 40 minutes, even with a bone in. If you're a bit worried about it, then leave it for 45 and it'll be absolutely done, I promise.
And then it's pumpkin time.
Yes.
Time for the hero pumpkin.
Let's have it.
What should we have? Pumpkin, it comes in so many shapes, sizes and forms.
Well, look at this, man.
I know.
Beautiful.
Look at that one.
And they all have a different flavour and a different texture. Just
But I've never seen a blue one before.
Let's get into it.
Right. The Herby Biker's Caribbean and Blue Pumpkin Curry. Go on, then. Do about a quarter of that?
Yeah. Crumbs. The great thing about pumpkins is they're not that easy. How beautiful
Isn't it?
that, isn't it? Yeah. Do be careful, because they are a bit of an unwieldy beast.
Yes.
So just watch your fingers.
Just take the seeds and the core out the middle. This is nice texture as well. And we want to skin this and chop it into chunks.
When you add a pumpkin to a curry, there's a top note of sweetness that goes on. It's not overly powerful, it's just there.
And it adds substance to the curry. I mean, this is your veggie. And with all that flavour, it's going to be sweet, unctuous and gorgeous. We put the lid on and simmer it for 10 minutes. Then we take the lid off and simmer it for another 10 minutes so that the sauce and the water reduce. See you later. 10 minutes. Look at that. The pumpkin's cooked, it's dropped, the sauce has thickened. We're there. I think it's time for 2 top notes, Mr. King.
Number 1 top note, it being Caribbean, you cannot go to the Caribbean without drinking rum. So we just take a teaspoon and we just drip it over the top, just like that.
And I always like a bit of lime with me rum. Just the juice of half a lime. And it really does finish it off and sharpen it up a treat. Some spring onions and some coriander. Joyous, eh?
Look at that, great colours. We know there's some great flavours in there. Right, I'm going to have a taste.
I'm going for the pumpkin, that's what I'm excited
Same here,
about.
yeah.
The pumpkin, that sauce.
Such a great ingredient.
I'm feeling hot now. Probably serve this with some rice at home. Because of the pumpkin, you kind of don't
need it. Every dish tells a story. It may be about the ingredients that define it, the memories it evokes, or the people who created it.
There's nothing more comforting than the warming heat of spices. One of Britain's favourite dishes is a Thai green curry. May moved to Manchester from Thailand when she was a child and now runs a supermarket.
There's a lot of Thai people living in Manchester, and I feel like I'm home. And people in Manchester are lovely, they're really friendly.
After buying the shop, May added a cafe and persuaded her mum to share the recipe for green curry that's been in her family for generations.
Before, I never cook. I have some people to cook for me or I buy takeaway, but today I cook for everybody and happy.
May makes all her spice pastes from scratch. Her family came from the north of Thailand, where they love spicy food, and the dishes May cooks are true to the flavours she was familiar with as a child.
Green chili depends how spicy you want. I like spicy, so I put more.
The spice paste is the base for the Thai green curry. The curry could be made from fish or tofu, but today May's cooking with chicken.
Just heat the oil. Next step will be green curry paste, 1 spoon. A little bit of coconut milk. Curry paste that you make yourself is more highly clean. They are different than the one used in supermarket because they're all fresh ingredients. So we're going to add chicken in. So we leave until the chicken cook. Coconut in. Chili depends on how spicy you want. Eggplant, wing bean, and bamboo shoot. Some sweet basil, so I will use this all because I like this smell. The more is the better for sweet basil. So I'm gonna add a little bit fish sauce. Yeah, that's fine now. That's it, green curry done. This is green curry. This is how, it's just exactly how my mom teach me.
Not all of May's customers have to pay for their meals. Following Thai tradition, she regularly donates food to the monks from the local Buddhist temple. And they also love the authentic dishes that have been passed down to May from her family.
Whatever the food you cook by your heart, even the English food or international food, if you make by your heart, everything very nice, very tasty.
My food is kind of like street food. It's really authentic. Just want you to come in and feel like you sit in the street.
You find in the UK that a lot of the Asian food and Thai food you get is adapted for UK taste, so you don't get a proper authentic food. But here you do. It's like it is in Thailand. It is the real deal. It's really authentic, and the setting as well is just like being in a little street cafe somewhere in Asia.
Once I came here, I thought the quality was so great, and May is lovely. The food is just like, it's authentic, it's seasonal, and it's from the north of Thailand, so it's actually high in spice.
I just treat them like family. I just treat them like friends. English people, they love our service. I just cook from heart.
When it's cold outside and it's warm in here, there is nothing that satisfies quite like a pie. But we don't need to be predictable with our pies, do we, Mr. King?
We do not, and this is definitely not predictable from the hairy bikers.
No, no. This is one for the vegetarian community. but can be enjoyed by everybody.
Absolutely.
We're doing a mushroom and chestnut pie. It's a lovely, big, generous pie that really doesn't need meat.
No, it doesn't. It's a beautiful, beautiful pie. And the flavours in it are really rich and lovely. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start to sweat down me leeks.
And I'll make the pastry. So I take a plain flour. And I'm going to do it in my processor. And this one is so short. There's so much butter. It's so rich. So I'm going to pop the butter. And because it's a savoury pastry, I'm going to pop in some salt. With the butter and the flour and the salt, we just pulse it to fine breadcrumbs.
To make the filling, put the butter in a large saucepan and melt over a low heat. Add the leeks and cover.
And once you've got your fine breadcrumbs, we're going to pop in an egg yolk, and that really is kind of most of the liquid we'll need. And then it pops. Just keep pulsing. And now we add some ice-cold water.
Lovely, that. I like it's short, this pastry, innit?
Oh, this is short. Now, just drizzle in. We don't need... Ooh. It's starting to clump, Kingy.
Go on, Dave, go on!
And there we have it. And now we want to chill this, so just pop that into the refrigerator whilst the filling cooks.
Ooh, look, nice and soft and lovely.
Oh, yes.
Mushrooms. Got some chestnut mushrooms and we've got some little button mushrooms.
And we've got some porcini mushrooms that we've rehydrated. This really is a forest full of mushrooms.
While we're waiting for those to cook down, put the lid back on, we're going to drain our little mushers here. We want to reserve this cooking liquor because it's so lovely. These are rehydrated porcini mushrooms. What we're going to do is just chop them down a little bit. Now, a top tip, when you're rehydrating stuff, inevitably, because they're mushrooms, they'll have a little bit of grit in them, so it's always best to sieve it, OK?
They change character completely when they're dried.
They do.
You've got to be careful with the dried ones because they can taste really, really strong. It's like a real kind of earthy base to this pie, isn't it?
It is very, very, very earthy. Beautiful. Cook for a further 5 minutes. Then add the garlic and thyme. Cook that off for about another minute.
Oh, that's smelling nice now, soy.
As you saw before, I just chopped through those porcini mushrooms.
Now, it's funny, there's a lot of water, a lot of liquid starting to come out of this mix. So we want about 50 grams, that's a real big spoonful of flour. And it's like a self-building roux, this, isn't it?
It is. And it's just to thicken all of that up and just get that moisture absorbed. 1 teaspoon of mustard.
And the next thing is 100 millilitres of masala wine. And for me, this is what makes the pie. Then gradually add in the stock and the mushroom liquor. Bring the mixture to the boil, then turn down and simmer, continuing to stir until it has thickened. Add the chestnuts, remove from the heat, and leave to cool completely. Right, let's make pie.
Why not?
That's thickened up a treat.
It has, lovely, that, look at that.
Right, so where's my pastry? May I borrow your big knife? I think I need to reserve about 1/3 for me lid.
Ah, good idea. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Roll out the larger piece of pastry and use it to line the pie dish.
Mr. King, la filling.
I'm just going to brush the sides and top of this with an eggy wash. So when Dave puts his lid on, we've got a nice seal going on.
This is sitting nicely in there. Press it in. Take off the excess. And as is our tradition with the pie, Mr. King will do the crimp. Nice one, Kingy. Should we do the cross?
Yeah, cross and a flick. Lovely.
Eggy wash.
Bake in the oven for around 40 to 45 minutes until the crust is golden brown. I think I'll have a glass of water.
Lemonade. Oh, look at that, the life of pie. You just tuck in, don't you? Yeah. Nice crunch.
Very nice.
And you need a pie that holds together. You don't want a dribbler. That is a really good pie.
Oh, pastry's lovely, Dave.
Oh,
Winner.
that's beautiful.
Masala comes through as well, doesn't it?
You know, when it's cold outside, there's nothing like a pie. And this pie, with its chestnuts, most wonderful mushrooms, it really does hit the spot.
It does.
Britain has an army of creative chefs who day after day send out sensational dishes to customers in their restaurants. But back at home, what's their idea of comfort food? French pastry chef Joachim Prat must have the best job in the world. He spends his working day baking stunning cakes.
I wanted to make like the best choux pastries that you can find. So what I wanted to do with this shop, I wanted to bring like a 3 Michelin star product, to bring it to everyone, to make it accessible for most of the people. I always loved cooking since I'm very young. I have been cooking at home because my mother was working very hard. So to give her a hand, I was cooking for my brother and her. And I knew that I would be working in a kitchen someday. I went to a cooking school in France. I realized that I really love the pastry. I went to Spain where I spent 5 years. I was head pastry in a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Barcelona. And afterward, I wanted to open my own shop. I'm always trying to find something different, something new. Taste is the most important. The flavor is not as good as the decoration, so there is no point for me. When you taste something, I'm looking for this effect, wow. Customers, they know that it's fresh. They can see it, the production is just underneath. You can smell it when you come in the shop.
Thank you very much. It's for you. We see you soon.
Yes, thank you.
If they go for a dinner, for a party, whatever, they take a box of 8 and they know it will always impress the guest.
Thank you very much. Definitely coming back again.
So, what does a man who cooks sweet, delicious treats all day make when he gets home? Maybe a hearty, savoury dish? Not a chance. There's nothing he finds more comforting than a plateful of chocolate brownies.
Usually I bake at home the Sundays. Mainly it's for friends or people around me, because something naughty, I would say, and generous. To make the brownie, first we're gonna start mixing the eggs with the sugar. In the meantime, we're gonna put the butter with the chocolate. As soon as the eggs are whipped, mix them together and add the flour. So we bake it in the oven for 13 minutes. at 175 degrees, so it's very fast. As soon as I put the brownie in the oven, I start the caramel sauce. You have to start melting the sugar in a pan. You add the vanilla and cream on it. As soon as it's boiling, I add it to the chocolate, then I blend it until to get a smooth sauce. And then to finish it, you just have to whip some cream with the sugar and vanilla, and you pipe it into the brownie when it's cold. There is chocolate, there is caramel, there is vanilla, there is cream, there is sauce. When you bake something, I do like to share and make people happy.
When the weather's on the turn in Britain, Kingy, there's nothing I don't think we do better than traditional steamed puddings and custard.
But this one's with a difference. Fum fum!
It's a treacle and banana sponge pudding, and we're going to serve it with banana-flavoured custard. This is brilliant, Kingy's bit. It's like tiling with bananas. Me, I make the sponge. I'm going to cream the light-bound sugar with the butter.
Right, while Dave's doing that, I want to show you what's going on in this pudding basin. I've smeared butter, quite a lot of it, all around the pudding basin, and then in the bottom here, there is a little cartouche, or commonly known as a bit of paper. We're going to put a puddle of golden syrup on top of that paper, and then we're going to build our bananas all up around the side in little discs of loveliness. Well, the bananas want to be the thickness of a pound coin.
Cream, the butter and the sugar. There we are. As you can see, that's gone light and fluffy. Break into it an egg. Pop it in, give it a swizz, and a spoonful of flour. That stops it splitting. And crack in another egg. And another spoon of flour. Another egg. And another spoon of flour. Now the good bit. We're whipping a banana. Always use those black bananas, the ones that have been at the bowl that nobody touches, because we're making banana bread, banana cake. Those bananas, believe it or not, however hideous they look on the outside, are the best.
I've just cut 2 bananas, 1 banana in the middle, and what you do is you just start at the bottom and just put bananas all the way up till it goes all the way around the side.
Like a spiral?
Like a spiral.
Now put the flour in. Can all go in now. The last thing I need to do to this sponge mixture is the juice of half a lime.
That's the effect that we're trying to get.
Now, what I want to do now is carefully place in the sponge. Now, if I was just to slap it in, it's going to force all the nanas out of shape, and we don't want to do that, not with all that lovely work that he's done. So we'll just spoon it in quite gently. It is a steamed pudding, and we'll show you how to assemble the steaming device, which is basically a pan and a saucer.
So the order is cloth, saucer, and then your pudding sits on top of that.
But the saucer, which is raised from the bottom of the pan, ensures that your puddings aren't going to burn. And as you'll find, that is just enough. Now, it's the bit that we all hate. It's the wrapping up of your pud. Now, the pud will rise up and expand, so you need to do some pleating. We always use a sheet of greaseproof and a sheet of foil. Now, we pleat it like so. So this, it's a bit like an expansion joint in a bridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as it expands, this can open up a bit like that and allow the pudding to swell. Right. So, string there, thank you. Now, what I'm going to do, just to make sure the handle doesn't slip, is put another piece around there just to secure that string. So we'll take that around there. Now, I think Mr. Pudding can go and meet Mr. Pan and sit there, bathing all its wonder, for 2 hours. Wow, look at that!
Get in, purple bananas.
Purple bananas. But that's quite normal, that purpley tinge. Don't be alarmed. Banana's full of potassium. So when the potassium's heated up, it goes purple.
Right, I'm going to de-seed this vanilla pod.
I'm going to whisk up 6 egg yolks with some caster sugar. And I'm going to put a teaspoonful of corn flour. Put corn flour in, it doesn't split. Put the milk and cream into a saucepan with the vanilla pod or extract. We're there, aren't we?
Okay, I'm going to take that off the heat. Right, mate.
Right.
You ready?
2, 3, 4. Nice. And back to the pan.
Mr. Myers, this is starting to trail.
Yep.
Take it on and off the heat as you see fit. You just feel the custard as it's thickening. You want it to thicken gently.
Now, creme de bananas. It comes in many forms. This one is a posh one from France. This is proper grown-up banana custard, isn't it?
That's as thick, mate.
That's beautiful.
We're going to get it.
Right, let's tackle the pudding. There always is jeopardy with a sponge pudding, be it steak and kidney or banana. And as far as I know, we're the first one to make a banana one. Oh, yes.
OK, so far so good. Ooh.
Wow.
You wouldn't get that at school, would you?
No.
Whoa. No. I think that's a success.
That's a super success. It's brilliant, actually.